Wow, what an incredible story, and to think it really happened. Just imagine if you'd been there yourself. A few years ago, on holiday in Egypt, I was actually in the Red Sea and I hated every minute of it. Being the worst of swimmers, I always like my feet to be able to touch the floor. But that's not possible in the middle of the Red Sea, or any other one for that matter. So there I was, miserably bobbing up and down like a cork, while some of the rest of my family were underneath me, marvelling at the fish and the coral. I love being by the sea and on the sea, but in the sea is not my thing, unless I'm at the water's edge. Back in the days of Moses, there was real fear for God's people. Ahead of them was the Red Sea. Behind them were the rapidly advancing Egyptians who wanted them back in slavery, and around them was fear and uncertainty. How they needed to hear Moses' message to them. This can be found in Exodus chapter 14 and verses 13 and 14. Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. And as we've seen, that's exactly what happened. The Lord did bring about an incredible deliverance that they would never forget. They would pass through safely on to the other side. All this happened a long way away and a long time ago. So what can God say to us today through what happened? I've got a little poem to help us think about this. Look ahead, there's a sea of red. Look behind, no peace you'll find. Look around you and you'll flounder, but look above and receive God's love. This is always an uncertain time of year, as school is soon out for summer. But some of us haven't been in since the spring, and we can't be sure what's happening in the autumn. When we look ahead, there's a sea of red lines. We can't do this. We might not be able to do that. And we're not sure exactly if we want to do the other. Schools, jobs, shops, life in general. It's all so uncertain. Looking behind us can bring back lots of memories. Some of them happy, but others that are really difficult. If we're not careful, we can think about those too much. The Israelites looked back at what was behind them and how it was literally catching up with them, and they were very frightened. You might know the word flounder from The Little Mermaid, but the actual word means to struggle and be out of your depth, maybe literally in water or in yourself, like you're not finding it easy. I thought up this talk while I was in the queue, waiting to go to the tip. Looking around was never going to be that inspiring. But when you look at the wider world around you, it can be worse than that. But the last line of our little poem points to the sky, or rather, the one who created it. Look above and receive God's love. In that same queue, I looked up and saw the sky. There was hardly a cloud in it. And when you know the one who's made it, that can really help you. You're still on the ground in everyday reality. You still have a sea of red lines ahead of you, some hard stuff behind you, and it's not always great around you. But if you receive God's love from above, it can help you with what's ahead. what's lurking behind and what's around. I would have taken a picture for you there at the tip, but I wasn't supposed to get out of the car and the windows weren't very clean. So how can we receive God's love? We've had one sea today, the Red Sea. Here's 3 more as I finish. Confess. That means say sorry to God for all the wrong things in your life. He knows every one of them anyway. So you might as well tell the Lord. Because Jesus died on the cross for our sins, He has made an amazing way for us to get to God, as incredible as the path He made across the Red Sea. Commit. If you commit your life to the Lord, telling Him you want to live for Him from now on, He will come into your life and never leave you. Finally, continue. Becoming a Christian is just a start. He'll help you to carry on, to pray, to read the Bible, to become part of a church. Do not be afraid. Stand firm and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. Becoming a Christian is the ultimate deliverance, and once we are rescued by Him, He'll always bring us through in the end, however hard it's looking at the time. We may not be beside the seaside this year, but there is a God who wants to come beside us in all the ups and downs of our lives. Let's walk with Him and find in Him our deliverer and our friend.